If you walk through the streets of Heliopolis, every building you see has a story and a secret behind it. But the greatest secret of all is that this entire city, with all its life and details, was, just over a century ago, nothing but desert. How did the sand turn into one of the most elegant cities in the world? And what are the stories its streets are still whispering? Come with us on a journey through time to uncover the secrets of Heliopolis, the city of the sun, where the tales of grandeur and beauty still shine bright. At the beginning of the 20th century, Cairo was going through a major urban renaissance, trying to become a piece of Europe in the heart of the East. But with this expansion, land prices in the capital skyrocketed, so high that they became more expensive than land in Paris or Vienna. This situation pushed investors to think outside the box, and outside the crowded borders of Cairo itself. And here, an extraordinary figure appeared on the scene, a Belgian engineer, a fearless businessman, and a financial genius, so accomplished that the King of Belgium granted him the title of Baron for his great achievements, such as building the Paris metro. His name was Edouard Impaine. Baron Impaine wasn't just a businessman, he was an adventurer with a deep love for ancient civilizations. He had traveled the world, from Mexico to India, but when his ship reached Egypt in 1904, he was instantly captivated. He decided that this was where he wanted to spend the rest of his life. But where would a man of such wealth and ambition live? Certainly not just anywhere. The Baron wanted a masterpiece, but Cairo had become too crowded for his dreams. So he made a bold decision that would change Egypt forever. He looked out over the desert east of Cairo, several kilometers from any sign of life, and saw what no one else could see, an opportunity to build an entire city from scratch. They say that Baron Impaine stood there with the French architect Alexander Marcel, gazing over the sand, and said his famous words, "I want to build a city here, and I'll call it Heliopolis, the city of the sun. I want it to amaze the world, and above all, preserve the soul and traditions of this land." The idea seemed completely insane. It was just empty desert, no water, no electricity, no roads, nothing connecting it to Cairo. Who would leave the heart of the city to live in the wilderness? Even the government saw it as a doomed adventure. But the Baron had a plan. In 1905, together with his Egyptian partner Baghouz Nubar Pasha, he founded the Cairo Electric Railways and Heliopolis Oasis Company. They bought around 6,000 feddans of desert land at a symbolic price, said to be £1 per feddan. The key to success was in the Baron's own hands. He was a pioneer of electric tramways around the world. He knew that transportation was the biggest challenge, so his solution was revolutionary, to build the first electric tram line in Egypt and Africa, connecting his dream city with the heart of Cairo. It wasn't just a transport system, it was a lifeline that would carry people and dreams to the city of the sun. And indeed, the machines began to move, and the impossible dreams started to become reality. What rose from the sand wasn't just buildings, it was a fully developed infrastructure, networks for water, electricity, and sewage, vast gardens, and streets unlike anything Egypt had seen before. Baron Impaine was building a utopian city, one that blended Europe's modern planning with the enchanting spirit of the East. The Baron wasn't satisfied with just building a city, he wanted to give it a heart and a soul. And that heart was made up of a collection of architectural masterpieces that still stand today as icons of beauty. Each building is a page in the story of Heliopolis. In the heart of the new city, on its highest point, the Baron decided to build his own home. But he didn't want an ordinary house, he wanted something unique, an icon unlike anything else in the world. During his travels, he had fallen in love with the temples of India and Cambodia, and he decided to draw inspiration from their design. He commissioned the French architect Alexander Marcel to bring his vision to life, and Marcel created an extraordinary design, a genius fusion of Khmer architecture from Cambodia and Indian ornamentation. Construction of the palace began in 1907 and was completed in 1911. It was the first building to shine in the middle of the desert. The palace, resembling a temple, was adorned with statues of elephants, dragons, and dancers, like a mysterious greeting from the Far East on Egyptian soil. From the very first day, the palace became surrounded by legends. The most famous legend is about the rotating base, which claimed that the palace could turn with the sun so that light would shine on every corner. Although this story is just a myth that added to its magic, the truth is that the palace's tower was ingeniously designed to allow sunlight into every room throughout the day. But the legends weren't the only mysteries. The palace became the setting for dark tales, especially after the mysterious deaths of the Baron's wife and sister. People began to speak of voices and ghosts, and it soon gained fame as the haunted palace. In the 1990s, it was even linked to a notorious Satan worshipper's case, which only deepened the mystery surrounding it. Yet behind all these stories lies a real secret. Baron Impain had requested to be buried in the land he loved, Egypt. It's said that a secret tunnel connects the palace to the nearby Basilica Church, where his body now rests, as if he wished to remain connected to his legendary palace even after death. Today, after years of neglect, the palace has been brought back to life through a world-class restoration. It has become a museum telling the story of all of Heliopolis, a living testament to how one man's dream turned desert into paradise. If you've enjoyed this journey and want to keep discovering more forgotten treasures with us, don't forget to support us by subscribing. Just a few steps away from his palace, the Baron wanted to complete his city's artistic masterpiece. He asked the same architect, Alexander Marcel, to design a Catholic church that would be a work of art in itself. Marcel took inspiration from the great Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, creating a church that looked like a piece of Byzantine art, with a majestic dome and enchanting oriental decorations. The church's foundation stone was laid in 1911, and construction was completed in 1913. Its official name is Notre Dame de Tongres, but it became widely known as the Basilica, a term meaning royal, used for historically significant churches. But the greatest secret of this church isn't just its design, it's the role it played at the end of the Baron's life. When Baron Impain died in Belgium in 1929, his will was carried out, his body was brought back to Egypt to rest in eternal peace inside a crypt beneath the altar of the church he had built. So today, when you visit the Basilica, you're not just entering a place of worship, you're standing before the final resting place of the man who dreamed all this beauty into existence. Heliopolis was a city of the rich and the elite, so it needed a legendary hotel, one that could host kings and the world's wealthiest visitors. That's how the Heliopolis Palace Hotel was born, known today as Al Hagia Palace, Egypt's presidential palace. It was designed by Belgian architect Ernest Jasper and opened in 1910 with a celebration that made headlines around the world. The hotel was an architectural marvel, its facade stretched 200 meters, its dome rose 55 meters high, and it contained more than 400 rooms and suites. The grand circular hall featured a custom-made Persian carpet with a 30-meter diameter. At the time, the international press described it as the Taj Mahal of the desert. It hosted famous guests such as Milton Hershey, the founder of Hershey's Chocolate, King Albert I of Belgium, and some of the richest people on earth. But the hotel's history wasn't all luxury and glamour. During both World Wars, it was converted into a massive military hospital for Allied forces. After the 1952 revolution, it was nationalized. In the 1970s, under President Anwar Sadat, it became the headquarters of the Federation of Arab Republics, from which it got its current name, Al Hagia. Since the 1980s, it has served as the official residence of the Egyptian presidency. The story of this building mirrors Egypt's own, from a global symbol of hospitality to the political heart of the Arab world. The greatness of Heliopolis isn't found only in its palaces, it lives in its streets, which were designed with genius to be a stage for life itself. Every street tells a story. The Korba district is the most famous part of Heliopolis, its lively, beating heart. But have you ever wondered where that unusual name comes from? The story lies in the tram that the Baron built. The tram route started in downtown Cairo, and when it reached this area, it took a sharp curve to continue its way. The Belgian conductor used to call out to passengers in French, La Courbe. Over time, Egyptians adapted the pronunciation, and it became El Korba. The name stuck, a living reminder of its origin story. But Korba's secret isn't just in its name. Its buildings feature a distinctive arcade design, or colonnades, in front of the shops. These covered walkways weren't just decorative, they were a brilliant piece of engineering. The Baron designed them to protect shoppers from Egypt's sun and to preserve the shop facades, a kind of natural air conditioning ahead of its time. A design that serves people and makes walking through the streets a pleasure. Streets of gold. The streets of Heliopolis aren't just names, they're a historical record. Al Akram Street, which runs from the Hagia Palace to the Basilica, wasn't named by coincidence. It was deliberately aligned on the same axis as the pyramids of Giza, symbolically linking the new city of the sun with the ancient glory of Egypt. Roxy Square, now a bustling commercial center, got its name from the legendary Roxy Cinema that once stood there, itself named after the famous Roxy Theater in New York. As for Al Aruba Street, it was once known as the Street of the White Villas, home to Cairo's wealthy elite. Artists like Rushdie Abaza, thinkers like Lutfi El Sayed, and other figures who shaped Egypt's modern history once lived there. The streets of Heliopolis aren't just roads, they're the stage for generations of memories. Our journey through Heliopolis shows that it's more than just an upscale neighborhood, it's a brilliant idea and a bold dream of a man who believed that beauty and thoughtful planning could create miracles in the heart of the desert. It stands as proof that architecture isn't just about walls, it's about identity, memory, and history. The hidden secrets in its arcades, the stories behind its street names, and the legends surrounding its palaces all weave together the soul of modern Heliopolis. This unique blend of European modernity and Eastern authenticity is the true treasure barren in pain left behind. And today, as our cities evolve and their character fades, Heliopolis stands as a reminder of the importance of preserving our heritage. Every historic building is a page in a book we must never close. The question that remains is, how can we preserve this legacy today, and pass it on to future generations with the same passion that built it? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow us as we continue uncovering more of Egypt's forgotten treasures.